Hello YouTubers, this is Mo Chat, and this is a vlog number 1 about women's issues. And one of the first issues that I've been talking about is love. Now, how important is the word love to women? Well, a lot of the people that I talked to during my interview with people downtown, there were several men as well, but there were a lot of women. And they all talked about the importance of family and friends and trust. And they talked about tough love as well as love itself. And from just talking to them, I think love is still out there. Because you got to think about one thing. You got to think about the human race in general. What do we need? We need love. We need food, shelter. We need to feel safe. We need a sense of belonging and understanding each other. We need to have a feeling of being a part of something, and that's where belonging comes in. We need to have friends, someone we can talk to. It builds self-esteem when you feel confident in yourself enough to know that someone else cares about your well-being. These are all important things that humans need. Now, let's talk about something that we don't need. I believe in my heart that most people do not want to hurt other people. We don't want to fight other people. Sometimes in our lives we have pain or anger, emotional stress, and we lash out at the things that we think are hurting us. I mean, if you think about it, there's probably not a single human being that hasn't felt the need to fight. I mean, you can fight to protect yourself, or you can fight because you're greedy and you want what someone else has, or you can fight because someone told you had to. When I was in the U.S. Army, that was a very difficult thing for me. I understood that I signed up in the Army to protect the United States. I was a soldier. That was my job. I had to learn how to use a weapon. But signing up for the Army did not give me any of the basic needs that a human being needs. And what I mean by that is, when I signed up for the Army, I didn't go in there to find love. I didn't go into the Army to find shelter, or to find a friend, or to get free food. I didn't do it for those reasons. I went into the Army simply to learn how to drive a truck and to learn how to do something important, and perhaps, make someone better of myself. Make myself a better person. That's why I went into the Army. Well, I wasn't in there very long before they put a gun in my hand and they told me I had to shoot those targets down there in the field, 300 meters, 300 yards, whatever it was. I had to learn how to shoot that weapon. An M16. I also learned how to fire a 9mm. And those weapons were for nothing more than to kill the enemy, to protect our team, our platoon, if we got in wartime. Which, unbeknownst to me at the time, since they didn't tell us that we were going to war until a very, very short time before we actually left and went to war. When I signed up, they told me it was very unlikely that I would end up in a war situation. So, a bunch of the training, I thought, well, I'll learn it, but I'm probably not going to use it, but I'll learn it. So I learned it. Sure enough, they sent us to Saudi Arabia. But I didn't go to Saudi Arabia to find love. I didn't go to Saudi Arabia to find friends. I didn't go there to get a peace of mind. I didn't go there for a short vacation. On the way over there, we were quickly told and informed that we were going to war. That's what it was. And I can tell you right now, war is not what most human beings want. And if you're out there and you're listening to this video right now, war has nothing to do with peace. You hear a lot of people in the government, a lot of people in the military institutions, they talk about, oh, sign up for the army, fight to protect peace, fight to protect our freedoms. Well, you need to realize that once you sign up for the army, your freedom is gone. You don't have any freedom. You do exactly what they tell you to do, when they tell you to do it, where they tell you to do it. You jump as high as they tell you to jump. And if you can't jump, well, you're not good enough. And they will tell you you're not good enough. Now, I have nothing against the military. There are some people out there who can join the military and they can do a good job, and they believe in fighting for our freedom and our peace. But my experience in the army was not peaceful. I did not feel like I was fighting for our peace. Instead, I found out that I was fighting for some piece of oil rights and greed and people wanting to take over countries because of what that country had, or because we disagreed with their religion, or we disagreed with their rules or their laws, or we want to make them more like us. Well, who is us? What are we? I truly don't believe in God. I really don't. But I will say this. What God gave the United States the right to patrol the whole world and tell them how they should live? I mean, if I was living in a little hole out there in the jungle somewhere, in a little cave, me and my little family was living there in that cave, and some people down the way were living in another little cave, and they came down to my cave and they said, hey, you got to do it the way we do it, or we're going to kill you. Now think about that for just a minute. And then compare that to what the United States is doing. We send people from the United States that sign up to better themselves. Most of them sign up to go to school, or they sign up to get an education, to get benefits. Maybe they do it for the retirement, They want to do 20 years and get a retirement. But what happens to a lot of them is this. They end up being sent to some little corner of the world where they have to lay down the American rules. We want to take over your country and make you just like us. Well, there you have it. What God went and gave the United States the power to go and do that? What God? Also, why? Why does everyone have to be Democratic? Why does everyone have to be Republican? Why does everyone have to be one or the other? Why can't we just be human? Why can't we just be what we are? Why can't people just accept what we are, who we are, and be at peace with one another? Why? You know, we all have neighbors. We all have friends. I have friends that are different. I have neighbors that are different. I've got a wonderful neighbor that plants a beautiful garden every year. And every now and then I say, well, you know, I wish I could grow a garden like her. But everybody's different. We're all different. Some of us have a green thumb. Some of us don't. Some of us say, hey, you know, I just can't grow anything. I'm not good at that. I don't have the willpower and the strength and determination to stay out there and dig weeds out of the garden. I've tried it. I'm a failure, I admit it. I'm not that good at it. I'd rather just clean the house and hopefully have a store to go get vegetables at, and hopefully they have milk at the store. I can buy that because I don't have a cow. So what is the problem? Why do we have to fight? Why does there have to be a war? Why? And you see on the news all the time, what good is it doing the human race to have these wars all the time, to have fights all the time? What is it? Is it really helping the human population on this planet? Is it really helping us to go and blow up stuff all the time and put dirt and chemicals into our air? Every time we blow up something, we're polluting the very air that we talk about keeping clean. What good does it do to work on keeping clean air if we're going to blow up stuff all the time and pollute our air? Does anyone see the irony in that? Or am I allowed to say bullshit? I mean, really. If you go in the forest and you cut down all the trees and you say, well, we're doing this for the good of the human population, and then there's no more trees, well, how did that help us? They're clearing land so that they can drill oil or gas. And what is that drilling doing? Do we need that to live? No, we don't need it. There are better ways to heat and cool than oil and gas. We don't need it. I don't believe that oil and gas is on the list of things that human beings need. Sure, we need it for our cars, to run our cars, to run the trains, whatever. But weren't we doing a lot better when we walked somewhere? Or when we rode bicycles somewhere? Does anyone recall how it was before you had a car? I remember. I rode my bike everywhere when I was young. I never had a car until I was at least in my 20s before I had a car. That was actually mine. And as soon as I got that car, I had bills and bills and bills. And you know why? Because I got lazy. I didn't want to ride a bike anymore. I wanted a car. I wonder if laziness is something that humans need. I don't think it is. I don't think laziness is one of the good things that we need. So instead of talking about blowing up another country, or using nuclear bombs, or killing people for no damn reason, why don't we talk about love, and peace, and shelter, and food, friendship, homes, giving people what they need. And let's stop the wars. How about giving people peace to where we can enjoy life for what it is and make it better, not worse. I believe love comes from the heart. And if you can find the love within yourself, then share the love with someone else. Be kind to each other. Love one another and help your friends. Reach out to those in need. And give what you can to make a better day for tomorrow. Thank you, YouTubers. I'll see you in my next video. Good night.